Amigas y amigos de Metalópolis, ¿cómo están? Qué gusto me da el poder darles la bienvenida a una plática sumamente especial que tenemos para ustedes con Matias Kupiainen, guitarrista de la legendaria banda de power metal Stratovarius. Así que sin más, vamos para allá. So, hi Matias, welcome to Metalópolis podcast. How are you?
Thank you so much for inviting me here. We are doing great at the moment, still here in Helsinki. The summer has ended. It's fucking cold. So cannot wait to come back to Mexico.
European cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Stratovarius is coming back to Mexico with the CUAUHTLI tour on October. How do you feel about this new tour?
I bet it's going to be fantastic. We had such a good and positive feedback and also experience from the last tour, what we did there. Was it like 10 gigs or something like that? So we decided to now a little bit more extended version of it. And of course, like meeting all the people like in our rural areas in Mexico, it was nice. And also to see the Mexico itself, because usually we just play in Mexico City and basically that's it. So it was really nice to, visit all these like smaller cities and see a little bit of life of Mexico,
Yes.
how it is. Yeah.
Yes, actually, this is going to be an extensive tour with 15 dates. How do you prepare yourself for such a demanding experience?
Well, I usually practice, and
Mhm.
that's why actually I'm here at my studio at the moment. This is my normal like practicing time. So, well, I practice a lot, and then of course, like then we have a couple of rehearsals with the band. We're gonna do some new songs there, or we try to let's see, like we are not sure yet like what kind of set list we're gonna perform, but lots of new songs and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things to be prepared and learned before the tour starts. Yeah.
Yeah, and perhaps for many people, Stratovarius is a band that has already won everything. But for you, what motivates you as a band to keep going, performing these kinds of demanding events?
Well, it's a hard question. Of course, like we do this as a profession, so for us, it's of course like, well, of course the live experience, but also like we get paid and
Yeah.
we can pay our houses and stuff like that. So it's a no, I would not say business as usual, because we also enjoy to do it. So especially like in Mexico, it's always been such a good place for us, and we have learned so many things while doing gigs there and stuff like that. So it's fantastic place for us, let's say it this way.
And when you are on stage with Stratovarius, what is the most challenging part of the live presentations?
Uh, well, there's a many aspects. Of course, like when you're playing in a smaller venues, it's always challenging to move around, because you are always afraid that I will hit somebody with my guitar headstock or stuff like that. And then if it's like super big stage, then you have to it starts to be complicated, because you have to calculate the distances on the fly, that if I go there, it's gonna be like 10 seconds. Like, will I make it back to change my lead sound on that one, and stuff like that. So it's like always like calculating, and then we have the risers. Always thinking that do not fall from the risers, or if you go in a catwalk, do not fall down from the catwalk. So it's like all the time like thinking about things like that you can't fall, or you have to be careful with your bandmates that you don't kill anyone,
Yeah.
and then after that comes the actual playing. So like the concentrating on the playing, and I think it's not that kind of thing that we are not able to play our songs, but it demands like such concentration. And of course, like when you're in a move, you have to move on the stage and stuff like that. It's not the same similar situation when you are practicing, let's say in this room or something, you are seated or standing, but
Yes.
you move and there's a lots of like distraction and stuff like that. So then you have to be able to pull off the playing on top of the moving. So I think that's, for me, that's the most challenging part. So like just to move and play at the same time. I used to have like bigger playing room, and I remember when I was learning to play all the back catalog of Stratovarius back in like 20 years ago or something like that. I used to like walk around the circles,
Mhm.
and then I was like playing the songs, but meanwhile walking all the time. So, but that's a good practice. But nowadays I have such a small rehearsing room, so I can't do it anymore. But like it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
like a good exercise, the walking and playing thing.
Yeah, but think about it. I was just working like 4 or 5 hours per day and playing guitar. Like
Yeah, a really
it's
good
a
exercise.
yeah, it's a good gym. Like
Yeah.
you know, on top of it, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about live presentations and the songs of Stratovarius, with so many songs to choose from, how do you select the songs that you are going to present live?
Of course, like we were in Mexico now recently, so we were looking into that set list, and of course, I think we have to play the songs.
Mhm.
So some of the songs will stay there in a set list. I guess that most of the people will know what songs we are talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we have to keep those. But then we try to modify it a bit. Take some like oldies, little rarities, what we haven't played like long time or almost never in Mexico. So we took that kind of songs. Now we're gonna have these rehearsals and see like what's gonna work and what not,
Mhm.
and then decide the set list basically just a couple of days before we hit on a stage. But yeah, that's like old songs. Then last time we played a lot of material from Survive record because it was brand new back in that year. No. We were there like 2 years ago, 1 year ago or something. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yeah. So yeah, so Survive was still new for us, so we played a bunch of songs from that one. So now we actually drop off the amount of songs from that record, and we take something from, let's say, like Fourth Dimension, and maybe something more rarities from episode, or that kind of stuff. So
Mhm. Yeah, and also I want to talk a little about your participation on Stratovarius because beside the guitar, you have also composed some lyrics for the band. Where do you find the inspiration when it's time to compose new lyrics?
that's a good question. I always actually have been struggling to write the lyrics, so it's
Mhm.
for me, I always when I'm doing composing, of course, it starts with the melody. Really rarely I get a riff and then I do a song out of the riff.
Mhm.
Usually I get the melody, and after the melody comes the riffs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then when I have the basic structure, I usually have some sort of like punchline or some stuff for the actual chorus already. So I write that down and then think about the thematics of the song, and then start to just take the melody. I write down the rhythms and then think about like what's gonna go there. And then
Mhm.
maybe when I have like a couple of really good lines, then I start to build again around those
Mhm.
lines.
Yeah,
So it is like a really long like
process.
process. Let's say like I remember I was writing this Unbreakable lyrics for, I think, fuck, like maybe 2 months, like daily, not all the time, of course not, but like daily, like couple of hours.
Mhm.
And it was like it's really challenging puzzle, let's say this way.
Yeah, Unbreakable, amazing song, by the way.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
you have also been part of the mixing and production of some albums of Stratovarius. For you as musician, how important is to know this kind of more technical side of music?
It's not necessary.
Mhm.
For me, it's something like what I grew up to do.
Mhm.
But it's I would say like a form for musician who wants to be a musician. It's not mandatory to know this shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
It in a worst case scenario, it can be really bad distraction from the music itself, and it has happened to me. So
Mhm.
sometimes it's a really big distraction. So you get pulled towards this kind of like endless like technical, little fucking details, which doesn't actually matter in the end, because like
Mhm.
what actually matters is always the song itself, and the actual mixing or mastering or stuff like that, doesn't matter that much. If the song is great, then it's a fucking great song. You know, it's like world is full of that kind of like good examples that the mixing or the production is not so great, but the song is fucking great, and that's why the song lives still. But nowadays, for me, I always approach with the technical aspects. Let's say like when we are doing like vocals or recording drums, I know something how to get like decent sounds and you know stuff like that. So it's more easier for us to have the whole production within the band, not to hire like extras to do stuff. But of course, when I'm doing it, it's also really slow process because I'm not kind of like that's not my like full day job. I don't do that for a living basically. But it's a great hobby in that matter that which can like take all your money and soul and will of living, you know, but well, yeah, well, what to say? I think like modern musician, like if you need, because you need to know how to record yourself, and that's like really important skill to have, and that's actually like part of the whole thing. Like if you want to make it nowadays to play in a band or whatnot, you know, stuff like that, you need to be able to record yourself. And that's like, you don't need to have studio, you don't need to have big mixing desks or something. Just fucking laptop and some audio interface, and that's it. You're good to go.
Yeah, that's a really good advice for the new musicians that are searching for that kind of knowledge. And also I found that you have studied in a jazz conservatory, and maybe some musicians think that if you're going to play metal, you only need to learn metal. But what advantage do you find when you studied another music styles and it's time to play metal?
I would say it's really important to understand where these things are coming from, what we play. Like I'm actually like, I'm a classical guitar player. I started with classical guitar, and I was actually like really studying that like for serious up until was it like 2004. And I was like pretty good at it. But anyway, then shit happens, and then I decided like fuck it, I will just play electric guitar and concentrate on metal music. But jazz things, all this fusion stuff, like it's fantastic if you can get like some things from there and put into your playing. Also, the classical side is the same. Like you can take like really good stuff from there and put into your music, because it's all about what kind of music you absorb, because that's the music what you're gonna put out as well. But of course, the you version comes out of it. So more music you listen, more varieties also you might come up with your future, you know, compositions and stuff like that.
Yeah. And in these years of your career with Stratovarius, what would you say have been the biggest evolutions that you have noticed in yourself as a musician?
I think like every album has been for me like a kind of like reinventing something. Like I try to compose songs for me which are challenging, so I have to actually pull myself out from the comfort zone. So I'm not playing the same thing like all over again, like all the things every single time. So I think that kind of thing is like really refreshing, and also like it keeps you kind of like on the toe, and you don't go into this kind of like in your comfort area only, and it pulls you a little bit more towards something else, and you need to practice like fucking hell, like you know, a lot to pull these things off, you know. So like the new record, like I wanted to do a little bit more technical approach. I wanted to play like really precise rhythm things, you know, stuff like that. But we haven't been doing that much like in the past. So I decided that okay, I do this kind of songs, and let's see like how it's gonna sound. Maybe it's gonna be bullshit, but in the end, those songs came to be like almost number ones in the last album. Like so,
And
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Sorry. And there is maybe one specific song that you have struggled to put it out, maybe the most hard song for you.
Well, as I told you, all the new stuff is always challenging because like it takes years to be like really comfortable. And also like we had now this really fast stuff there, like we have plus 210 BPM stuff, what we used to not to have in the back. I think this is the first record where we have actually like 210 like 16 note rhythms and stuff like that. So it's kind of like it's a even like advanced player, it is challenging, and it's challenging to perform it like day by day and play it like flawlessly. Like, well, I play it like almost flawlessly, but but yeah, still learning, you know.
Yeah, and returning to CUAUHTLI Tour, what can the audience expect with the return of Stratovarius to Mexico?
I bet it's gonna be a fantastic night. As I told previously, that we're gonna play lots of old stuff now as well, like really old. I actually I really hope that that's gonna be in a set list, and like something like what we have never been playing in Mexico before, and we try to now bring some like extra stuff with us, so it's gonna be like great looking show. So let's see. Like I'm really looking into it. Like can't wait to be there.
And this is one of my favorite questions for our international guest. Do you have any favorite Mexican food?
Of course, taco al pastor.
Oh, tacos al pastor. That's nice.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Last time actually we went to this in Mexico City, this the great taco place there, which is a garage like by day, and during the night they transform it to a taco stand. The fuck was the name? I don't remember the name anymore, but definitely I'm gonna be there again. Like it was so fantastic stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, Mexico City have so many taquerias, taco places.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic opportunity to taste a lot of the Mexican food. So,
Exactly. And then I actually last time we missed the barbacoa thing.
oh,
So this time I will demand that we will go on one Sunday to have this barbacoa on on the highway kind of thing, you know.
Yeah,
So
you need to try it. And if you have some beers the night before, it's an excellent option, the barbacoa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, Matias, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I have only the best wishes for you and Stratovarius on this new tour, the CUAUHTLI Tour on Mexico. And if you have any final words, the space is yours.
Thank you so much for inviting me to have this chat with you. Well, I don't usually have any like ending words because, well, nothing ends in the end. I really hope so that we see you there on the tour, and we catch you there. All right.
Yeah, see you on the tour, and thank you so much again.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much.